everybody, and we're back on Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. You're listening to the Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John, the radio digest version of the Santa Clarita Gazette and Free Classifieds.
We are barely back, you know. We're hanging by a thread, I think.
And we are really privileged, and it is an honor to have the host of The Rock on Sunday evenings. I think it's between 5 and 7. He'll tell us if I'm wrong.
The Rock is on the radio with us?
Not the name of the show, John, is The Rock.
Never mind.
And he's also the voice of high school football here on KHTS, none other than Mr. Barry McKeever. Barry, are you there?
We got Barry McKeever on the line with us? That's better than The Rock.
No, it's probably not The Rock. I'm actually much smarter and much better looking.
That's what I've heard.
Anyway, Barry, did I have the show time right from 5 to 7?
Okay. You did, absolutely correct. It's 5 to 7 Sunday nights. We have inspirational music. That is our music hour from 5 to 6, playing contemporary Christian music. And then from 6 to 7, we have local Christian talk. We have local either pastors or youth people or different people in the community that we get and talk about faith stuff on Sunday nights. Pretty cool.
Very cool. But the reason we're having you on is because on May 31st, tell us what's going on.
It is the big first annual and inaugural. That's double superlative, but that's okay. It's a Gracefest SCV, and it's the first time we've done this in the Santa Clarita Valley. It's an all-day music and message festival at Central Park. It's going to be, it starts at noon, or I should say gates open at noon, starts at 1. We have 5 local bands that are going to be playing, one to be determined. I'll tell you about that, the Battle of the Bands in a second. And then we have 2 bands, actually international hip-hop star Manifest from Canada is going to come down. He's on at 6, and then at 7:30 we have Grammy-nominated Building 429, who's having their first appearance in Southern California in many, many years. So it's pretty exciting.
That is kind of neat. Now, this is for charity, right?
Yes, it is. Our group is Kids Charities of SCV. We're a division of the Kids Charities, which has been around in the Antelope Valley for almost 15 years. They've raised almost $3 million in the Antelope Valley for their local charities. All of the money that's going to be raised here in Santa Clarita stays in Santa Clarita. We're helping out the Domestic Violence Center of Santa Clarita, the SCV Pregnancy Center, and Trinity Classical Academy. So it is, the proceeds are definitely going right back here to Santa Clarita.
Now, Barry, this is a family event, is it not?
Yeah, that's one thing we wanted to do. We wanted to make sure it was affordable and fun family entertainment. And, I know we have concerts in the park and that kind of thing, but this is really something that's really cool, that has a great twist on it. It's affordable. Kids 10 and under are free. Youth 11 to 19 are $10 in advance or at the gate. And then adults are only $20 at the gate, $15 advance purchase. You can get those tickets right there at KHTS.
That's right. Now, this is sponsored by a bunch of churches. Is that right?
Well, that's the thing is we have churches helping us out. That's one thing we're trying to let people know is this is not, we don't call it a church event, it's the church event. We have different churches that are sponsoring us, and both in donations and in other ways. So a lot of the churches, I shouldn't say all, but a lot of the churches in Santa Clarita have really come together to make this possible. So it's not one church that's putting it on, but it's a pretty awesome event. I mean, we're going to have a kids area there that's going to be free. We'll have a kids stage where we're going to have different acts and magic and singing and all this other stuff. We have Bouncy Bounce, that's all free. We've got vendor booths from local merchants and also some people out of the area that are coming with Christian wear and jewelry and that kind of thing. And then we'll have a prayer tent, and we'll also have a food area as well. So it's going to be a pretty awesome day.
There's going to be food?
There will be food for purchase, of course, but the cool thing is we tried to, like I said, make it affordable for everybody, so you can bring in coolers and food. So you can bring your own food in. Okay. The only restriction is there's no alcohol and no smoking at the event. But other than that, you can bring your cooler and your own food, and you don't have to go to the vendors if you don't want to. But there will be some really good food and really great items there.
Hey, Barry, by way of background, how did you come up with this idea, or what inspired you to get this thing going?
Well, it's actually many years ago, about 10 years ago or so. I was going through some very difficult times in my personal life, and I had become a Christian a couple years before that, but I never really discovered contemporary Christian music. I never discovered this music that actually spoke to my soul and still does, but was really in a contemporary sound. I mean, there's hip-hop, there's rock, there's acoustic, there's all these different types of Christian music that have positive lyrics that are inspirational and really, like I said, just speak to your soul. I went through some difficult times and discovered contemporary Christian music and found out that a lot of other Christians, specifically around Santa Clarita, Clarita were not aware of that because we didn't have a local Christian radio station.
Right.
You can get some stuff on the internet, but it's, and we don't get LA radio stations that much. So I found a lot of people that go to church on Sundays don't listen to either worship or Christian music, and it really is something that's been on my heart for many years to bring this event to Santa Clarita, so that two things. One, people can actually see how great contemporary Christian music is, and how positive it is, and how great it is that you can have a 2-year-old kid enjoying the same thing as a 92-year-old kid, and they both can enjoy the same type of music no matter what it is. And then I think the final thing, Doug, is that there's so much. A lot of times we get this strife with competition between churches, and sometimes it's better if we just realize, hey, we're kind of all on the same team here, and that's what this event is to bring the churches together, and not just the churches specifically, but the people within those churches, because that's what's important. It really is the people, and it's bringing all those people together in one day in one location in Santa Clarita.
Hey, Barry, we're up against the break. We have to let you go, but you want to say something about the Battle of the Bands?
Thanks, guys. Been waiting for 4 months to get me on, and you give me 2 minutes, right?
No, did you want to say something about the Battle of the Bands?
Yeah, I do, real quick. It's actually tonight at Church on the Way, Santa Clarita, on Cinema Drive, the Old Man Theater. It starts at 7 o'clock. 4 local Christian bands are competing to see who's going to open Gracefest SCV, and it's from 7 to 9. I'm on the panel, so I'm going to do my best Simon Cowell. I've dusted off my V-neck white tee, and I'm in there. So 7 o'clock, it's absolutely free. In fact, we'll have some ticket specials for Gracefest SCV, but who's going to open Gracefest SCV, you'll know tonight between 7 and 9, Battle of the Bands. More information is on gracefestscv.org. All the information, ticket, everything is there, gracefestscv.org. Thanks so much, guys.
All right, Barry, thanks, man. Make sure that's a medium that you're wearing tonight.
Yes, medium, exactly. Yeah, actually, a medium would look kind of smoochy on me.
There
so I
we
don't
go.
think so.
All right, well, we'll see you May 31st at Gracefest Central Park from gates open at noon.
Gates open at noon. Music starts at 1 and goes till 9. It's going to be a great event. Look forward to seeing you guys.
All right, thanks, Barry.
All right, thanks, Barry. All right, you're listening to Gazette Radio Hour with Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. We'll be right back.
I need to know, because I don't know how long I can hold on. If you're making me wait, if you're leading me on, I need to know.
Here we are, everybody, and we're back on Santa Clarita's hometown station at 1220 KHTS. You're listening to the Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John, the radio digest version of the Santa Clarita Gazette and Free Classifieds.
A lot of cool stuff going on, Doug, but, let's go back to what we were talking about before. I don't want to beat a dead horse.
I don't want to talk about Donald Sterling anymore.
But no, I read your rant. I read the article on the front page of the Gazette this week, and it's prevalent, and I get it, but I think you got a little bit of a viewpoint issue that I think we need to pick on you a little bit about.
Well, how about, let's don't talk about my viewpoint. Let's go to the guy that we did the story on.
Really?
Yeah, Joe Messina. Joe, are you on?
You're going to pick on me because I can't handle this anymore. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You're sensitive like me, huh, Joe?
Very thin-skinned, as you can tell.
Very thin-skinned. So, Joe...
Very thick below the skin, but very thin-skinned.
I think I got a thick head.
You're making me laugh.
Yeah.
That too. Yeah,
that's more of my viewpoint. But no, of me, not of you. No, my point is, Joe. Well, Doug, why don't you tell everybody what we're talking about?
All right. Well, we were made aware earlier this week about Joe. Don't make me laugh.
This could be really a long conversation. What are we talking about, Doug?
There was a couple parents that took issue with some of Joe's political views that he shares on his radio show and on his Facebook, which I consider benign, if you will, if not funny. These folks took issue with it and made threats and kind of remarks that they felt he was unfit to be on the school board.
Well, let's be fair. Joe, you've got a radio show, correct?
I hope so. Maybe not after this interview.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, we're not even starting yet. He's also a member of the Hart School Board, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's the conflict here, right?
Why don't we let Joe tell the story?
No, but wait a minute. That's exactly. First and foremost, I've been getting this for years. I've been in this town a little over a dozen years, and after the very first prayer breakfast, I became the quote unquote religious lightning rod. So they were looking at everything I was saying and everything I was doing, and when I ran for office, nothing changed about me. I mean, if I've been nothing else except for weight, I've been consistent for the last 12 years.
Okay.
So I've been an outspoken Christian. I'm not a finger-in-your-face kind of Christian, but I've been an outspoken Christian. I believe that people have a right to speak up and say and have open dialogue and open conversation. I don't believe in political correctness because I think that's what fosters racism. That's what fosters bigotry, when you're not talking about these things and discussing what it takes to move them along and get them out of the way. So, and then it comes down to, here I am, wonderful Facebook. And on my personal page, which I don't do any political stuff on my personal page, I'm not posting pictures that, Hitler should have won the war. These are not things that I'm doing because I don't believe in that stuff. But I've got an Italian heritage, and one of the things that sent them through the roof, which started this conversation, was I put a picture of a wooden spoon up there.
Right.
And on it, and I didn't do this, I pulled this down from a Facebook page that has tens of thousands of people that belong to it. And it's a Sicilian and an Italian page. And it says, this wooden spoon in most households is a kitchen utensil. In an Italian household, it is an immediate attitude adjuster.
Okay.
All right? Funny, lighthearted.
Let me guess.
Okay. And oh yeah. Now I am promoting child
abuse.
beating. Okay. It's just crazy. And I'm making fun of the Italians. Of course I am. I'm one of them.
Okay, but Joe, that's kind of my point, and that's kind of my question, and that's sort of the attitude adjustment I was going to ask Doug about. You've got to dance that line. You're a public figure, an elected official,
Right.
and a public figure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
You're also a human being. Last I checked. And contrary to maybe current belief, I guess I don't even know.
Yeah.
But you've got to balance those two, and this is just one of those conflicts. It comes up.
But people say that. They say I have to balance. I have to watch what I say. I'm just going to come back and say the same thing. Why? What rights do I lose? Now, if I come out and I say, I've always had a problem with redheaded kids with freckles. So the kids I'm not going to support are the redheaded kids with freckles, because I just don't believe they should have any business being educated. Now, that's wrong. That's a problem. Okay? But if I come out and I can openly speak about my Christianity, about my conservativeness, about some of the things going on in society, I should be able to do that. Do you not think that how many elected officials do we have in this town? Like 42 or 45?
Something like that. Yeah.
And what I said in one of my posts is, do you really think I'm the only trustee that doesn't believe in abortion? You think I'm the only trustee that has a viewpoint on same-sex marriage?
Okay, but wait a minute.
Because if you do, you're making you're actually making fun of yourself.
And that's kind of my point. Is and what I meant by balancing. I'm not saying you have to be somebody different. You are who you are, and I think that's where people miss it. I think using your pulpit, pick your choice, either the radio show or the school board, to promote those views at
he doesn't
the cost of anybody else is what you have to balance, and you didn't do that.
Well, I don't.
And that's exactly my point. That's my point. You've balanced that well.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah.
So I was using balance in a different term.
But Joe, I'm confused. Where did she get the homophobe stuff? Where did that come from?
Because, we deal with issues on my show. If anybody's listening to my show, I deal with current social issues, which deals with some things like, homosexuality, abortion, any of those things, right? And one of the things that sent them through the roof was, and you guys are sports freaks, so you might get this, is I don't even know the name of the guy, but some guy came out and said...
Jason Collins.
Okay, Jason Collins. He came out and he said he was gay. And, one of the comments I made was, in today's environment... All right. Now, this is secondary to what the whole conversation is about. I said, I don't know how much courage it takes to come out in today's environment. Could if you're talking 71, 68, 76, major league courage to say something like that.
Right.
But in today's environment, it's different. And I said, I don't care who he's sleeping with. This should not be a concern of ours. A concern of ours is, can he catch the football?
Right.
Can he run the ball? Can he play the game?
Right.
Because all of a sudden we draw all this attention to him. And I think Tim Tebow did the same thing. He's a Christian. I'm a Christian. I don't care he's a Christian. Can he catch the ball?
Exactly.
Can he throw the ball?
Hey, Joe, can you hang on? We have to take a break right now. Can you hang on for over the break?
I need to take a breath anyway, yeah.
All right, you're listening to Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John and our special guest, Joe Messina, on AM 1220 KHTS, Santa Clarita's hometown station. We'll be right back.